I was talking to one of my clients this week and it prompted me to make this video. And so I have a question for you. When you get into a new relationship, do you find yourself talking about your ex or, kind of harping on the experiences of your past? If so, then I need you to not water your new garden with old water, okay? And let me tell you what I mean. So when we first meet somebody, we want to share everything about ourselves. We also want to put our best foot forward. In my opinion, I find that I want to put my best foot forward. I find that when people are dating, they want to put their best foot forward. And so a part of putting their best foot forward is also this element of sharing experiences that, that you've gone through, that you've experienced. And sometimes these experiences aren't always positive. And then I find that people try to share their past experiences that were bad from the past with the person that they're getting to know now, so they can do this compare and contrast, or just share things that they feel like are difficult or were difficult that they've experienced to get their new person or their potential new partner to pretty much empathize with the experiences that they've had, so that there's this idea of don't do me like that, don't treat me like that, or can you believe that somebody would treat me like that? And I find that sometimes doing that, watering your new garden with old water, can really spoil your new garden. Now, when you're first getting to know somebody, I do think it's important to share things about yourself that you feel are important. I do think it's important to share things that you've experienced so they have an idea of why you might behave the way you do, or why you think the way you do, or why you might be triggered by some of the things that you might be triggered by. But also sometimes the things that we share when we're watering our new garden, the new garden can become tainted by the old water, and we just don't want that. We don't want the new person looking at us as if we are an emotional liability, which isn't really fair, and I understand. But it's the idea that your past experiences don't define who you are, and they don't mold exactly who you are. How you choose to navigate those experiences really mold who you are. The fact that they've happened to you don't really mold who you are. And so I want us to be able to separate the two. I want us to separate our experiences from the person that we are, and they don't always have to coincide. If you were in a relationship and your ex treated you horribly, terribly, and now you have this concept that you are not worth being treated well, or you don't deserve good treatment, and you meet somebody good and loving and kind, and all of a sudden you find yourself taking these feelings and thoughts that were created in the old relationship, and you're comparing them in this new relationship, when in actuality you should really be watering this new garden with fresh water, fresh experiences, discovery, exploring one another, instead of bringing old things into new situations. Now, if you keep watering your new garden with old water, at some point this garden might not flourish like you want it to. If this new garden is met with chemicals from the old watering can, now all of a sudden those old chemicals have particles in the new garden, and we don't want old particles from our old garden into our new garden. We don't want that. We want our new garden to flourish and be fresh and thrive, The new person you're dating should know the things that have happened to you in the past. Yes, but maybe to a certain extent. Maybe we don't give all the details about the bad things that have happened to us to the new person that we're trying to establish something fresh with. Because now all of a sudden, they know very vulnerable and hurtful things about you that you could have kept in a safe space. And not that your new person is not a safe space. Your new person should be a safe space. And if you don't know what a safe space looks like, or what a potential healthy relationship looks like, or who you should be sharing things with, I have plenty of videos that break down the kind of person that you should be with. And that person ideally should be a safe space. And so, yes, you should be able to share your past experiences with your safe space, but you also want to protect that new space from harmful thoughts or harmful experiences, or from new triggers. And instead, just take this new experience and discover and learn yourself in this new relationship, instead of bringing old things to a new situation, or talking about old things in a new situation. Every conversation that's centered in the past you lose an opportunity to discover something new or to explore a new memory with your new person. And so, while it is important to share and to be honest and to be vulnerable, we also want to protect our feelings about our past. We also want to protect ourselves from not being re traumatized or re triggered by, oh my God, you got me flowers. My ex would never give me flowers. He told me I wasn't worthy of flowers. Instead, oh my God, you got me flowers. You're so thoughtful. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And that second version will carry the relationship a lot further than comparing the old relationship to the new relationship. Stop watering your new garden with old water. It just won't serve you in the long run. If you spent a year with somebody and a good portion of that year, you're just sharing stories or experiences that have happened in the past on a repeated cycle, now this new person has all of these thoughts and all of these memories that are personal to you in the back of their mind when they think about you. And again, that's not a flaw or any fault of your own. Your experiences are your experiences, but how you choose to take those old experiences into your new relationship, they matter. Because again, you want to protect your new garden. You want to protect your new relationship. Now, I do think it's important to share a moment that you're triggered and explain why you are triggered. For instance, let's say you and your new garden, your new partner, your new lover, your new potential lover, you guys are out on a date, and your new potential lover says something that reminds you of something that was said in the past. And so now you feel differently. Now all of a sudden you're behaving differently, or maybe you closed off, or maybe you feel hurt because it reminds you of somebody that hurt you in the past. Now, in that instance, I do think it's important to then share, hey, when you said that, it reminded me of something that happened in the past that made me really uncomfortable. And, I would probably prefer that you didn't say that. That is a healthier way to say, I'm triggered or that bothered me, instead of, oh, you know what? That reminded me of when my ex did this. I remember when, I said this and my ex said that, and it became this whole thing. And my ex treated me like this and my ex did that. And then I was like, and then my ex was like. That version of explaining your story won't serve the health and the future of your relationship, the new relationship. If you have to bring up something that is in alignment with the trigger, bring it up in a gentle way and just say, hey, when you said this, it reminded me of something from my past that really caused me some discomfort. And I really don't want to get into it because I want to focus on us. So would you mind not saying that? Or would you mind doing this differently? It would make me feel a lot more comfortable. It would make me feel safe in the relationship if you didn't do that, or if you didn't say that. And that is a really mature and honest and open and healthy way to express when you're triggered, over, being descriptive or detailed or sharing things that are sacred to you. Your experiences are sacred to you. And again, when we love somebody and we're new and we're exploring this new relationship, we want to share all the things. But let's make sure that the things that we're sharing are being shared for the betterment of the relationship, not just to vent or to express our hurt from the past. Our new person is not necessarily the person that should be healing our past. The new relationship can be healing, and it can be a healing relationship by focusing on the positives and the good and the new energy about it all, instead of comparing the new relationship to the old relationship and then bringing old water to the new garden. You can talk about your experiences and you can heal your relationships, but do it in a way that doesn't taint the current relationship. And I'll be honest, I find that, I have done that in the past, especially with the newer relationship that I'm in. Well, it's been about 2.5 years, but I caught myself and I catch myself anytime that he might do something or say something that is reflective of what someone has done in the past. Instead of bringing up that exact situation and being descriptive and detailed, I now just say, hey, listen, that thing that you did, or that, phrase that you said, this action or whatever it is, reminded me of something from the past. And it would be really great for me if we didn't repeat that. And, I think that is a stronger way to go about that, instead of being detailed and descriptive and bringing old trauma into your newer relationship. So I will repeat this one more time. Do not water your new garden with old water. Water your new garden with fresh water. Water with minerals and nutrients, not water with old chemicals and toxins, because that's not going to be the best water quality for your new garden. And you deserve a fresh garden with beautiful flowers and beautiful vegetables and beautiful trees. And you deserve that for yourself and for the relationship. You deserve a healthy relationship. And so we don't want to bring the toxicities from the past into the newer relationship. If you have to, remember to not be descriptive, but be honest. And remember to catch yourself if you find yourself in a cycle of, reflecting on the past in your newer relationship with your newer person. You can reflect on the past, but there might be a better space to reflect on the past. It might be a friend or a family member, not necessarily this new person that's trying to build newer relationships with you. Okay? That's my little tidbit for the day. And I'm obsessed over my lilies that my boyfriend got me Sunday. I'm a lilies girl. You see my lilies? And they smell so good. And they open up really beautifully. And I put them in this cute little vase. So it's literally perfect. Perfect. Okay. If you are a fan of healthy relationships and making sure you are making the right choices in your relationships, then you have come to the right place. My name is Aubrey. I'm your relationship friend, your relationship coach, the girly with a degree in these things, and I aspire to help heal and help you grow towards better relationships with yourself and with others. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and let me know your thoughts on this. And if you feel like you are watering your new garden with new water, or if you feel like you're watering your new garden with old water, because that's important. And understanding when you're doing it is important. Catching yourself when you do it is important. And being honest about your experiences are important, but how you do it is also important. Okay? I'll see you on the next video.